Hey guys, what's up? We are back here with another video today, and today we are doing mock draft 2.0 for the Chicago Bears. This is my second mock draft for the Bears. Hopefully we can get some more videos out here in February, but it's my February edition of the Bears mock draft. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, like the video if you enjoy it, comment all your thoughts and opinions down below. Also, make sure you check out the Podcast Boys Network, where me and American Football Network are also joining them. And doing some video content there. If you're over on the podcast network, make sure that you hit the subscribe button to all the channels. Links are all down in the description. And let's get started with today's video. So with first #1 overall pick, last mock draft, I traded it away. I did not take Caleb Williams. This one, I am going to take Caleb Williams with the #1 overall pick. I just find it more and more likely that the Bears take Caleb Williams with the pick. Even if I agree or disagree with the pick, I find it more and more likely Caleb Williams is going to be the draft pick here for the Chicago Bears. And I have mixed feelings about it. As a Notre Dame fan, as you can tell up here, I'm not the biggest fan of Caleb Williams on a personal level. And I think he is definitely can be a little bit overrated. And Matt Eberflus, you have a coach going into his third year. And then you would have a quarterback in his rookie year. So let's say, what if Matt Eberflus does go 6-11, 7-10 again? Can you really fault him? Like, obviously, it's the way in which you lose. If you lose 3 more games like you did last year, where you had double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, that's going to be another problem in and of itself, and then you may let him go. But at the end of the day, like, when you're looking at it, you're going to have a rookie QB. He's going to make rookie mistakes. Like, you just can't attack a head coach for the same things. And I'm not saying like, oh, don't do it because then it gives them an excuse, but it does make you consider, what are your thoughts when it goes into this situation? Like, if Matt Eberflus does have an 8-9 or even a 9-8 record, barely misses playoffs or makes the playoffs, loses the first round, I think that probably saves his job if he makes the playoffs, even if he loses first round. So yeah, we'll see. Number 22 overall pick, or I should say, I did trade this pick to the Philadelphia Eagles, and then pick a number 110 for the 22nd pick, the 50th pick, and the 53rd pick. So I thought it was a pretty good trade. Got some good value. You moved up from your 4th round pick to another 2nd round pick. You added a 2nd round pick and you moved down in the 1st round. So I think it's pretty good value overall. A 1st round pick and 2 2nd rounds for a 1st and a 4th. Pretty good value, I thought, from where we were sitting at. And I got a guy that I'm really excited about if the Bears did pick him up, if you moved back a few spots, because I don't think number 9 is, I think that would be a little bit of an overreach. Or reach and draft pick style. But Zaire Newton, the defensive tackle out of Illinois, has had 2 very impressive back-to-back seasons, has looked great on the defensive line, and fills that kind of role as a 3-tech, especially if the Bears don't sign anybody to play that opposite 3-tech of Jerron Dexter. I think a Newton-like pick would be a fantastic pick. And at the number 9 slot, you had the 3 wide receivers that were taken, Neighbors, Harrison, and Udunze. So I just didn't see any value there of taking a wide receiver. And I do address that later on in this mock draft a couple of times. But Zaire Newton addresses the need that you really need on that defensive line. And I think that it's important to be able to address the defensive line when it comes to that 3-tech spot and when it comes to a complimentary pass rusher to Montez Sweat. And the reason why I didn't, I'm going to just state this now, I didn't really take a really high edge, even though I considered it, like a Chop Robinson, like I did last mock draft or stuff like that, because when you look at it, it's looking more and more likely that the Bears do take Danielle Hunter from free agency and sign him to a big contract. Maybe the Bears don't. Maybe the Jags get him. A report came out that the Bears and the Jags are looking at him looking into him. But when it comes to Newton, I think he is a good player, has dynamic skills, and has high potential along with a good floor and a good baseline to start off. So I really don't think you can go wrong with a guy like Zaire Newton. Then at number 50, Adonai Mitchell, the wide receiver out of Texas. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of him personally, I think he's a good complement to DJ Moore, and I think can really fill in that void that is left by Darnell Mooney, because I just don't see Darnell Mooney coming back next season. I think Darnell is done as a Chicago Bear career-wise, but Mitchell has an explosive capability to him, but also has the ability to play in the slot, outside and in the slot, and I think that that's good versatility-wise for a Bear wide receiver core that desperately kind of needs versatility, because you do have that number one, and that number one can play in the slot, but I don't think playing him in the slot is the best use of his time and resources. Then at number 53, we have another trade alert. I sent number 53 and number 142 to the Lions for pick number 61 and pick number 92. I thought dropping 8 spots was well worth jumping 50 spots from the 5th round. I think that was a 5th round pick. Yeah, 142 be a 5th round up into the 3rd round. So I really think that that was a good trade value there. And I didn't really have anybody that I was really particularly looking at. And to be honest, the guy that I probably would have drafted was the guy that I drafted at number 61 overall, and that's Darius Robinson, the edge rusher out of Missouri. Big dude. And I think he has the ability to play both. He even has the ability to play 3-tech, just body-wise. Like, dude's 6'5", 270 pounds. Like, dude is massive. But also has the ability to put his hand in the dirt and stand up. Has played well at Missouri the past couple of years. Has shown his ability to be versatile on the defensive line, which I like. But more than any of that, I think he has the ability to do some pass rushing, but he also has a good run-stopping ability as well. And I think Darius Robinson really has a ability to be able to push the ball down the field and achieve what you're looking for in a type of player like that. So I do like Darian Robinson at this pick. At pick number 75, I have the Bears selecting Javon Bullard, the safety out of Georgia. And there was a couple of safeties that were available, and it was pretty close on who I wanted. But Bullard, I think, kind of fits the bill of what I'm looking for more than the other guys that were available at that spot. And I'm thinking of him as more of an Eddie Jackson replacement than a third safety. If he was a third safety, there were a couple of guys that I probably would have drafted over him. But as an Eddie Jackson replacement, I think Bullard is definitely the better pick. I think Bullard can play free safety. The other guys were a little bit more in-the-box safeties. But we already kind of have that in Jaquan Brisker. So I kept with that. Then at pick number 92, I had the Bears selecting Blake Corum, the running back out of Michigan. Too good a value to pass up here. Just simply put, Blake Corum is a beast at the running back position, and you just I couldn't pass up with him at this 92 spot. And I honestly have a philosophy that it's good to draft a running back pretty much every round that you can. I think that it has, or not every round, every year that you can. I think that it's probably a good idea to kind of continually have a supply of running backs, see who booms and busts, because these later round running backs, I know 3rd round not too late, but I think that having a guy like that can be very helpful when it comes to picking players. Even though you do have guys like Khalil Herbert and Roschon Johnson from last year, you're probably not going to have Travis Homer or Devontae Foreman next year, so there is that. Then at pick number 122, I have the Bears selecting Brandon Fisk, the defensive tackle out of Florida State. And really, this was just a best player available pick. Whenever you get 4th round or later, I'm really best player available when it comes down to it. I think that really Brandon Fisk was the guy that fit the bill of what I was looking for. Had a good season at Florida State. Previously was at Western Michigan, kind of lit it up there in the MAC. Played well. And I think that's what's going to really determine a conference like this. Is the play that he had at Florida State, as well as the potential that he showed at Western Michigan, translating to that NFL space. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Hit 2 videos down below and the subscribe button up here. And as always, have a great day. Bye, guys.